The NFL on EA Sports brings us to the banks of the Ohio River and Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati. Coming up, we've got a good matchup on tap between the New Orleans Saints and the Cincinnati Bengals. Here's Will Lutz ready to get this one started. And we are underway from Cincinnati. Not something you expect to see from the opening kickoff, that's for sure. And they will start at the 40.
I'm one, right?
Here's a give to Mixon. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on second down.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
11.
Burrow will throw. That one taken in by T. Higgins. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. Just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. Didn't get it by much, but bottom line got the first down. Avoiding that 3 and out. How vital is that on the first drive?
To me, it's like the first round of a boxing match. You know, it may not mean much right then and there, but you'd rather not lose it, right? So you want to go ahead and get it, kind of establish something early, and hope it can carry through.
Throwing now, Burrow on first down. Flush to his right. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. He couldn't get rid of it. He winds up losing a yard. It's second down. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
Short completion, just 4 yards. And now 3rd down and 6 to go.
12. 11.
Now it's Burrow. He's got Hurst as tight end. And they move this all the way down to the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Brandon, we've both been around the game long enough that we know that in pregame, defenses are pretty amped up, aren't they? I mean, they're pounding lockers, and they can't wait to get out there. But when you hit them with some big pass plays early, it takes the starch right out of them.
They'll give it to Mixon. He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line.
Here's where we need to see some tenacity from this defense because they've been pushed right down the field on this opening drive. They've got to find some way to push back, and that's a good first step.
11 Thomas.
And the slot man goes in motion left. Another try for Mixon. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to set up a 3rd and goal. So now things get interesting on 3rd and goal from the 1.
This almost becomes a Darwinian call, doesn't it? Almost survival of the fittest here. I know we can go all cliche. I'll go ahead and do it. Who wants?
And this time he is in. Joe Mixon punching it in from a yard away. And the Bengals get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. to the touchdown. McPherson on to kick this one away. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Winston and the Saints now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
After 7-0 on EA Sports. They had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Jameis to throw it. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
And partner, to me, that one was all about timing. If he's there too early, it's going to be a pass interference call. If he's too late, it's a completed pass. He was Johnny on the spot on that one.
On 3rd down, Winston. There's Chris Olave. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. A gain of 19 and picking up the 1st.
Plenty of things to talk about here, partner, but to me, their defense gave up a touchdown on the 1st drive. How about how they're responding, coming back? That's a big 3rd down pickup to keep their drive alive.
Jameis now on 1st down. That is hauled in by Michael Thomas. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A very solid gain of 27. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 as they're down to the 29-yard line. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
He came through well with a nice pass breakup there. Fortunate that he was on the spot. He's the only guy left to prevent the 1st down.
7th play of the drive forthcoming on 3rd and 8. Now Winston. And that is incomplete. Oh, he did everything but hold on to it. But a nice play defensively, and now it brings up 4th down.
I know ultimately that feels like a good defensive play, but I know it's really not. They had a chance to keep points off the board. Now they have a chance to kick a field goal by missing that shot.
Yeah, especially at this spot in the field. He's got to be upset he couldn't come up with that INT. Winston to throw for it on 4th. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Saints' decision to go for it backfires, and the Bengals will get the football back. So their first drive of the game already trailing, having given up points. But a little surprised that they went for it, right?
Maybe the big guy, the head coach, senses this is going to be a shootout type of a game, that they've got to match them point for point, as opposed to, hey, we'll get them later. Maybe he just has that sense, and that's why he decided to go for it there.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
If you're in the offensive huddle, you're smiling after that play because you've certainly got them guessing now. 2nd and short, could they just hand it off for another big gain? Or do they take advantage of this spot to take a big shot downfield?
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
11, Thomas.
From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. And he is going to lose yardage here. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play, and that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9.
Well, that wasn't exactly a thing of beauty. I know they completed the pass, but look at the yardage lost. I mean, who does that make happy?
That's why I don't play in PPR points per reception fantasy leagues right there.
You'd be really
You don't deserve
upset,
anything
right?
for that.
But you get credit for it? Is that how that works?
Yeah.
Well, I know whoever has this team's defense, they were happy about that play.
On 3rd down, Burrow. This goes out wide for Mixon. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
From the 44, Burrow. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And they'll get this down at around the 47-yard line.
12.
A handoff running left, Mixon. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad, because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well. From the 45 on 2nd down, Burrow. Oh, he'll let one go deep for Higgins. Touchdown, Bengals. T. Higgins, 45 yards. And the Bengals have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. McPherson on for the point after. And it's good to make it 14-0. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Charles, you're down multiple scores, less than a minute left here, but with that deficit, they've got to try to at least work their way into field goal range to try to muster something out of this drive.
And I'm going to go ahead and date myself one more time because I'm going to quote an old Smokey and the Bandit lyric. They've got a long way to go and a short time to get there, but they still have time to get it done. So I'm looking forward to watching them mount this drive and see if they can get some points out of it.
Throwing again, Winston on 2nd and 10. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
To throw, Winston. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Every offense tells you they want to come out and start fast. That's not unusual at all. But this group, they've yet to get much rolling through their first 2 drives, and it looks like they're going to have to give up the football again after this one.
Blake Gillikin on to punt now on 4th down. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. This is taken at about the 14. A good head-down running on the return. Gets about 15 yards. And the Bengals take over 1st and 10. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And with a 14-0 lead, they may just try to get this to the locker room. They will throw on 1st down with Burrow. It'll be Mixon on the out route as the pass is caught. He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. Well, Charles, sometimes we talk about the lengths officials sometimes go to protect star quarterbacks, but that was tough to argue against.
Yeah, and I'm sure that everyone's going to say, hey, we're going to administer the penalty the same way for all quarterbacks. But when it's a star back there, even more so are they going to be diligent about throwing the flag.
From the gun to give to Mixon. And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. The 25-yard line is what they need here. This is 3rd down. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down. Here's Burrow. This is caught. It's Boyd. Oh, he's brought down. And remember here, no timeouts left. They got to get to the line quick. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Everything's going right here in this first half, and they've got a good lead. And part of that can be attributed to their success on 3rd downs. This is another conversion here, and they can look to really open things up now with this 1st and goal.
McPherson's kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Saints going to go on offense first, and they trail here as we begin quarter number 3. And this will be returned from deep in the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. We'll see, Charles, if they had a chance to hit the reset button at halftime. They have not scored. They're facing this big deficit. And if they're going to come back, it's going to have to start right now.
Yeah, and for them, it's not dwelling in the negative because, yes, they were totally ineffective in the first half. But we've seen many games that have flipped around in the second half. It all starts with this drive right here. They get something good going, put some points on the board, they begin to have hope.
And this will wind up as Saints first down as he's got this up to the 40-yard line.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
On play action, Winston. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
All right, help me out here a little bit, partner, because what I'm seeing, is a passing game that's just struggled to complete anything. No rhythm, no timing. Seems like every pass is also contested well, so give some credit to the defense.
So 2nd and 10, third quarter. Thanks for tagging along with us here from the Queen City of Cincinnati. Finding Taysom Hill complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he gets all the way down inside the 20-yard line. A big-time play there for New Orleans. 43 yards. From the red zone now, Winston. To the right side, and he's got Landry complete. That'll give him 8 that time, and it'll be 2nd and a couple.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, the defender was right on him.
That's out to Hill, right side complete. And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds, right at the 3. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it 1st and goal. Kamara will struggle to get to the line of scrimmage as he'll be tackled back at the 4-yard line. From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal. Again, Kamara. And he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Saints are able to cut into this lead as they score on the opening drive of the second half. Will Lutz on for the point after. And it's 17-7. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
You can say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I'm getting a sense that the momentum of this game is changing since the break. Nice play there, and this D is fired up.
Here we go.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. He completes it to Boyd. So the completion gets him just a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Now it's Burrow. He's got a man complete. Past the 20. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Hayden Hurst, 76 yards. And his guy's now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. They did what they had to do to start this third quarter, went down, got the touchdown to cut the lead, but the matching touchdown a moment ago, and we're right back where we started at halftime.
Yeah, you're exactly right, partner. They had a little bounce in their step after scoring that first touchdown, but the defense gave one up. And that's the problem right now. Can they get better play from their defense while they continue to score on offense?
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Here's Winston. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
And attempted a deep ball there, and they didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 40 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. They had 3 tight ends in on that set, and they were really good at blocking for their running back.
And give them a lot of credit because in football nowadays, tight ends coming out of college often don't block very often. These guys have really developed into superior blockers, and that's why they use them in this formation so often.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. From the 45 on 2nd down, Winston. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. So a big return there, Charles, on what was a pretty dangerous throw to the outside.
It sure was, Brandon. That's the risk you run on a throw like this. If it's intercepted, a lot of times this is a pick 6. So good hustle to get back and get him down. But, boy, that's a throw you've really got to be sure of.
And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Joe Mixon with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Bengals are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead is now 24. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Winston. And he'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete. Those short little routes probably going to be open. The defense, they'll let those happen, especially when they can make an inbounds tackle.
Yeah, where's Coach Madden when you need him? He always talked about taking what the defense gives you, but sometimes you have to know when you have to take more. That was one of those situations.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about, and you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
Here we go with Kamara, and he's not going to get there. Might have even lost a yard. Alvin Kamara unable to push past that yellow line. And the Bengals are going to get it back in terrific field position. Well, at this stage of the game in the second half, down 3 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to push.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter?
Right.
It really doesn't. They had to go and try and make something happen if they had any chance of winning this game.
No gain on the play there, 2nd down. Play action. It's Burrow. He's got his big tight end. That's Hurst. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 4th down here in a game that looks to have been decided already. And that hits the right upright and caroms away. It's no good. And this will stay a 3-score game at 24. So plenty of leg, but it's the accuracy there that lets him down.
Yeah, he hit it really well. I think this might have been good from 55, but you'll see it just conk off that upright, and they're denied a chance at 3 points.
He's going to let it fly. It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, New Orleans. Jarvis Landry, 63 yards. And the Saints are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Now here's Winston as his guys will line up and go for the 2-point conversion. They'll try and throw for it. He's got it. So they convert the 2. That keeps their slim hopes alive as we're back to a 2-score game. Well, it's still an uphill battle from here, that's for sure, but that makes it a 2-score game.
And now we see why teams practice so much on the 2-point conversion, why you have more than one play ready, because you may need multiples to throw out a ball game. There's a great example right there.
They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none.
11 empty tank.
That one looks like he'll throw here. He's going to float this one deep right side. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Marcus May with a pick. And the Saints are going to take over at their own 11-yard line. Boy, that one was in the air for an agonizingly long time.
Just begging to be picked off, wasn't it? It's one thing if you're throwing a ball like that, trying to throw someone open or lead them into an area. But that ball needed to be thrown with a lot more conviction. As a result, it's an easy.
He's got a man complete. 20, 10, 5, and he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Chris Olave, 89 yards. And the Saints get a bit closer. Well, they knew a lot of steps had to happen here. They got step one, the touchdown. You need a 2-point conversion here, don't you?
You do, and as you continue to look ahead, if they're able to get that, somehow get the ball back and get another score, they have to go for 2 again. That's why teams are practicing multiple 2-point plays.
We saw that Super Bowl 51 with the Patriots getting a pair of big 2-point conversions. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. Fielded right around the 8. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 30, right about the 29. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
No gain on the play. It'll be second down. And they'll send the slot in motion left.
11 empty. Go.
Throwing now is Joe Burrow. The pass to Boyd, and he brings it in on the crossing route. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Here we go with Burrow.
He's going to have the hook up here to Chase. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Here we go.
So it's the Bengals who come away with a win. And the man leading the way was their quarterback, CD. That's Joe Burrow.
Yeah, the numbers don't jump off the page, but he was a steady influence back there. He had a couple touchdown passes on the afternoon. His guys rallied around him, and they're going to come away victorious.